Estás viendo Canal América, televisión dominicana para el mundo.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your fears.
Welcome to A Time for Truth show. I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, and we have a very interesting show today. Many times in our world, we have so many technological advances, spirituality, and the human side seems to disappear. But today we're going to deal with Buddhism. And I want to introduce our guest, Mrs. Ping Huang, who immigrated to the U.S. from her native China and graduated Baruch College with degrees in finance and investment. Ping subsequently worked at Prudential Financial, Wachovia Financial, as a financial analyst. She introduced to and became a Buddhist in 1991. But after September 11, 2001, she realized the unavoidable impermanence of life and decided to change professional endeavor, realizing that economics, investing, really wasn't what all there was to life. And she decided to change and become self-employed, to have more time and more flexible hours to increase her Buddhist studies and practice. Ping's husband was also a Buddhist monk and professor in a Buddhist university of China, and he became her first teacher. During this time, Ping found that reading Buddhist sutras answered her doubts and questions. And in 1994, she became a student of the Venerable Ping Huang, a Buddhist monk, Chen master, and prestigious leader in China. And she was a holder of Qing Ling Ji, and and Chan school from the renowned Chinese Chan Buddhist Master Su Yung. Actually practicing two types of Buddhism, both the Chan and the pure Buddhist Pure Land school. Ping practices both Chinese Chan and Buddhist Pure Land school, which he states really complement each other. She is fluent in Chinese, Mahayana, Tibetan, and English. Ping also practiced under the Venerable Mixian, who was among the few Chinese monks to learn Tibetan Buddhism, receiving teaching from the great masters, including the 16th Karmapa and the 11th Kenting. Ms. Huang is program director for the International Huayan Buddhist Federation and has established free meditation and Buddhist classes for those who are interested in Buddhism. She organizes many events, including Buddhist World Peace, Pray in Riverside Church of New York City, Buddhist Pilgrimage of India, Nepal, Bhutan, and China, Buddhist Summit at the United Nations, and an annual vegetarian gala, and is presently preparing an online Chinese tea ceremony, Dharma and meditation teaching conference. So if you can, engineer, if you put up on our screen, and we welcome Mrs. Ping Huang to a Time for Truth. How are you doing today?
Hi, Dr. Bernard. Thank you for inviting me to your show. I feel very honored to come to this show. And I haven't seen you for a while due to coronavirus. And now everything go to virtual. So nice to see you again, Dr. Bernard here.
Absolutely. It's nice to see you also, Ping Ping. And it's my pleasure to have you on the show. You know, we have a lot to talk about, so let's get started right away. And the first thing I wanted to ask you is, what is it that attracted you to Buddhism?
Yes. Oh, this is a very good question. I go back to 1991. I think the connection connect me from what I was in the past to Buddhism is since I met my husband. My husband was a Buddhist monk, and then after that he gave up his vow. In order to become a Buddhist monk, he has to take a vow. So he gave up his monk vow and become a regular lay people, but he haven't give up his faith in Buddhism yet. So since I met my husband, I start to come to the world of Buddhism, and I realize that the Buddhism really is something can help me to solve a lot of doubts in my life. For example, like karma, past life, whether past life really exists, why something happened in this life, why somebody suffer and somebody don't suffer. So many questions I got answer from Buddhism. So that's why since I met my husband, I got introduced to Buddhism philosophy, Buddhism sutras book, Buddha's teaching, and then I start to study Buddhism and become a Buddhist. And now I'm a Buddhist teacher in the Huayan International Buddhist Federation.
Very nice. I'm going to congratulate you. I want to ask you, because for me it's a misunderstood word. What is a sutra? What does that mean?
Oh, sutra. Sutra actually it is a word in Sanskrit. That's ancient Indian language. A sutra means everything collected from Buddha's teaching. So just like in Christian, we probably say Bible, right? It's talking about Jesus, talking about God. And in Buddhism, everything taught by Buddha, we put in a collection, and we call this collection as sutra.
I see. So basically, it's the sutra is a reference from Buddha.
Yes, yes, yes. And we have different sutra, and some sutra you probably heard about, like very popular in Buddhism, like Heart Sutra, Diamond Sutra. And that is talking about emptiness of this universe and the emptiness of I and ego.
I see. Very interesting. How many books or sutras actually exist, more or less?
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. The sutra, the books, we call that in Chinese, we call that 三藏十二部. That is talking about all the Buddha's teaching, and they call that 大藏经. We have Buddha's teaching, and the essays Buddha's student wrote about Buddha's teaching, and also discipline. The discipline regarding what we can do, what we cannot do as a lay people, and what like a Buddhist monk can do and what they cannot do. In this book, Buddha talking about everything about the discipline. In Chinese, we say that is 大藏经. It's a lot, maybe thousands of books, collections.
Wow, that's amazing. I want to ask you to hear from you. So in Buddhism, is Buddhism the principle that we're a spiritual being who uses and dwells in a body, Is that the principle?
Okay, regarding to the spiritual, and in Buddhism, regarding with the spirit, or we say in common word, we say soul, right? Yes. And in Buddhism, we say everybody, everyone, all the human beings has Buddha's nature, the consciousness of Buddha's nature. We all have this nature. Just because each people, they have their own ignorance, we couldn't realize that Buddha's nature. So that's why Buddha taught us how to realize our own Buddha's nature after we attain wisdom without ignorance. And Buddhism is a self-realization. Buddha cannot give us Buddha's nature. Buddha cannot give us happiness. Buddha cannot let us suffer. We have to make it ourselves. And the spirit, what we generally conventionally talking about, actually in Buddhism, we just say that is the manifest of our past karma. That is not Buddha's nature, even that has consciousness also. But that consciousness is not permanent. The Buddha's nature, the consciousness of Buddha's nature is permanent. So basically, in order to answer your question, yes, we believe we have a certain kind of consciousness embedded in this body. And that consciousness actually related to our Buddha's nature, but that is not Buddha's nature itself. Do I answer your question, Dr. Bernard?
Yes, you absolutely did, and you got into something that leads into my next question. Because you mentioned that in Buddhism, the karma and how what's happening in this lifetime maybe is as a result of what happened in previous lifetimes. So tell us a little bit about that and what Buddhism feels about that.
Yes. In general way, if we do good behavior, if we doing good, we got good. If we do bad, we got the bad result. I think this one for people in present life, on the earth, we can understand this concept. But like in our reality, sometimes we probably don't see this role. For example, somebody is very bad, but this person is very lucky, got everything, got wealth, good health, happiness, everything. So this seems like control with the philosophy of karma, but actually not. If we just look at this life, that is, but if we look at the past life, this person is very bad in this life, but because this person did a good deeds in the past life, that's why this person attained a good life in this present period. But because this person create a lot of bad energy in this life, because this person did a lot of bad things in this life, this energy will become cause of future life. So this person will suffer in the future life, not after his death in this life. So in the next life period, he will suffer because he did bad things. And this suffering is not somebody torture, gave the suffering to him. Just because the bad energy, Master has a way to manifest in the future. The bad energy in this life he created manifest the bad things in his future life.
Very, very interesting. Because when you look at what's happening in today's world, especially in the last few years, it seems that people have lost a little bit of humanity and have started to become more interested in what they can get or their own survival. And if you had more of this Buddhist philosophy or principle or reality, it seems to me that they would take a look at taking better care of the environment, not because they had to, but because it's something that they would come back to. And if they took better care of a community or their nation, then in the future they would come back to a better nation or a better planet. You know, we worry about pollution and we worry about some of the corruption. And you're right, because it seems like sometimes you see these people and you think they're getting away with it. But interesting, because then what you're saying is that in their next life, when they're born, let's say, they could contract some horrible disease or infirmity when they're very young, and the doctors can't find a cure for it, but the reason being what they've done previously in their past existence. Is that correct?
Yes. Usually, sometimes, even in present life, we will see in reality, we see some innocent kids, they got serious illness. Why this happen? It's not fair. Usually, for us, if we have if we never heard about this teaching, we probably, as a parent especially, we probably feel it's not fair because this innocent kid did nothing wrong. But if we connect with the past life, that is logical, that is reasonable, that is explainable. But it doesn't mean this little innocent kid supposed to get punished. That's not like that. That's because the energy these little kids create in the past life, this little kid has to take it, because energy already created, that has to find its way to manifest it. And even because of that, we have to watch our mind, watch our behavior, and teach our kids also the philosophy of cause and effect in order to get happiness. I think Buddhism, the main purpose for Buddhism is to attain happiness, to get rid of sufferings, and find the reason to achieve this purpose. Not only take care of ourselves, and also take care of the people surrounding us with compassion. And by this way, totally together, collective together, our world will become better. And more people will stay in happiness.
Makes total sense. In fact, you know, as you were talking, there was something that came to my mind, is that if someone has transgressed and done a lot of corrupt or evil things, or just not good, not even evil, just a lot of things very selfish, taking money for themselves and taking opportunities for themselves, it almost seems, and let me ask you if this is true, that because of that, they probably would not want to look at Buddhism, because it would be too difficult for them, because they'd realize they were going to be punished. So they probably want to block that out and say, "Oh, that's really not true. You know, where did you hear that?" or whatever. It almost seems to me like that would be a consequence of their bad actions, is that they would start forgetting who they are. Is that pretty much true?
I think that will be human's nature. Like, we don't want to hear bad things because we are ego attached. In Buddhism, Buddha say the reason we suffer, we are ignorant. We cannot accept the true wisdom and cannot see the wisdom because we have ignorance and we have attachment. We always thinking there is a truly exist I there. But Buddha says there's no truly exist I. Like, I'm talking with you, Mr. Dr. Bernard. But my body is just a temporary exist in this world. This is not the true me. And my thought, my consciousness also is not permanent. And remember, Buddha's nature is permanent. That is true us, according to Buddhism. The true us is Buddha's nature. That is permanent. And that is why we say that is true us. My thought, my consciousness, my present consciousness, my body is not permanent. That's just a temporary manifest because we did something in our past life. And in this life, it manifests to who I am now, to this body, to this thought, to this consciousness. But they are not temporary. Once I die, they will pass. They will be past. And new me will get rebirth. Maybe I become a human. Maybe I become a heavenly being. Maybe I go to hell, become ghost in the hell being. So that is what we have now. This body is not truly exist. We have this I is not permanent us, not true us. But people, they are selfish. They do bad things. Why? Because they believe this body is true him or herself. And that's why they do so many things for this I. But unfortunately, if one day those people realize they did so many bad things and they will suffer in the future for something that's illusion. In Buddhism, we use the word illusion. It's not truly exist. It's not permanent. Really, really pitiful. We don't need to do so many bad things for something it not truly exists.
It makes total sense. So Buddhism then, let me see if I get this right, then would teach you, not teach you, but would enlighten you so that you can make better choices and
yes,
choices that would help more of the world, right? Not just yourself, but more encompassing. Is that true?
Yes, yes, yes. Because very easy. If I'm good, at least my mood is good. My intention is good. The people surrounding me will get affected, and they will feel the happiness from me, and they will feel better. At least from this part, if one individual is good, the surrounding people will good, environment is good, and go back to as you said, if all the people in this universe they have this kind of friendly thought. Each one have this thought, and totally this world will become better. Not just like what we saw in the recent years, as you say. And I'm thinking, especially after coronavirus, now coronavirus may be still going on. We as a human being, we as one part of this society should rethink of our past, re-examine our mind to see whether we can find a way to deal the challenge of what we did in the past. What we have now actually is a result of our past behavior. Collectively, I think everyone in this world, because we all face coronavirus, it seems like we all did something not very good that related the cause of COVID-19.
Very interesting philosophy. I like that. So basically, if we collectively, because we decided individually, started to help our communities, started to clean the air, the water, treat each other better, help the famine in Africa, help the poverty in different parts of the world, and so the indigents in the Caribbean, what's going on in Haiti, and we looked at it more as a family, that could be impacting COVID and things like that. Very interesting. I want to really thank you for sharing this Buddhism today with us. We're getting to the end of the show, but I want to thank you for having partaken.
Thank you, Dr. Bernard. Again, thank you to invite me to have this opportunity, and I'm very impressed for your action, your devotion to anti-drug, and to help the people in the society and help the people around the world. And thank you so much, and expect to see you next time.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have had you. And for those of you viewing our show today, we can take some of these Buddhist beliefs, take a look at them, see what you think about them, incorporate them. If you think that they're going to help you, help in the world, and make the world a better place, make the community safer, make it more friendly. And as Ping said, the Buddha said, we will inherit what we create today. So hopefully for the rest of the week, create a great week, and we will see you again on our next episode of A Time for Truth. Be well.
Thank you. Bye,
You're welcome.
Dr. Bernard.
Great.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you're giving everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your feet